just play devil's advocate, that's what the market is doing. It's not one or two teams doing these deals. There's a lot of teams with a lot of long-term baggage now, and well, you can blame the GMs for signing them, but if everyone else is doing it and you're in an arms race, this is what happens.
That's true. Vancouver signed Luongo to a 12-year deal, right? And you know they couldn't deal with that contract, and Luongo said my contract sucks.
More though.
You need to blame the GM.
Circles.
The guy making the deals, he's spending the team's money. And he is the one, like Lou Lamoriello, has a reputation of never screwing the bank. Tough guy.
Except he did sign Ilya Kovalchuk to that $100 million contract and got lucky when he left and went to the KHL.
Yeah.
I don't think he ever signed him to that, Eric.
Who did?
That was done by the owner. That was
okay.
That Lou Lamoriello wouldn't be able to.
I heard. I don't know Mr. Lamoriello personally, but I heard he's quite a shrewd businessman, and he's a very small market team, and he's done a great job in keeping it competitive and having some great core players.
Now, if you can only get the doors at the Prudential Center fixed, it'll be great.
NHL right now, and the Kovalchuk deal was done by the owner. He thought that this was going to be the greatest thing since sliced bread, and Lou may have been responsible for getting him out of there. And if he did, Lou's got a lifetime contract.
Well, Lou's got a lifetime contract there because the ownership loves him, and every once in a while, just like any good relationship, there's a little bit of arguing. They make up, buy each other some chocolates, and they go on with their lives.
And you know what, Frank? He's 72, 73, I think Lou is. Now is the time to make him a senior advisor, give him $500,000 a year for the next 8 years of his life, and say, Lou, you can do what you want, but I'm bringing in a new guy.
Yeah. I mean, listen, Lou has no tolerance for head coaches, right? I mean, who's the last coach that's been in New Jersey for longer than a couple years? It seems like they're there a year or two, then Lou fires him and goes behind the bench himself.
But the rumor is it was
for 25 years.
Yeah.
Larry Robinson had a nervous breakdown.
Julian with 12 games left.
That's right. That's right.
Did you hear any of that? The rumor was that Larry Robinson got stressed out because his relationship with Lou when he was in New Jersey.
I wouldn't be surprised, Frank. I've never heard that, but I wouldn't be surprised. Lou would drive you nuts.
Yeah.
But that was
he checked your phone messages.
That was a big thing that he got stressed out and had a bit of a breakdown.
Yes, I heard that.
It's you need to have a big set of testicles to deal with the players and the GM, and it's a big fucking commitment to be a coach in the NHL.
Well, it's a great story about Larry Robinson. He's got a sense of humor. Bob Berry, who you would remember, coached the Montreal Canadiens, and Bob had a propensity for looking at the floor when he talked to people. So he's got Larry in the office, and he's saying, look, I need more from you, Larry. So Larry's tired of this. He ends up lying on the floor and looking up at... So Larry's got a sense of humor. I hope he didn't get stressed out because that probably meant the sense of humor was gone, too.
Yeah. Well, listen, I mean, Pete DeBoer took the Devils to the final, and then, he has, he's fired like a year and a half later. That's just the way Lamoriello is, right? You just, very, very short leash as far as coaches, players, and I agree with you, Bill. I think it's time for him to sit up, like Scotty Bowman in Chicago, right? To sit up there and just, let him do his thing.
That's a great idea.
He's not the guy making the hockey decisions.
Scotty Bowman's still trying to undermine this.
That ain't going to happen because I believe that Lou Lamoriello is a control guy, and he's not going to allow that. And so as long as he's part of that operation, right, he's going to be in the middle and metal. He's not going to have autonomy. I mean, he's not going to let anybody have autonomy over him. It ain't going to fucking happen. So there's two things you do. You make him a board member, where he can come in once a month, a board of that actual team, and pay him some money out of respect, right? Or you leave him be until he decides to leave and walk out, because 72 is not an old age anymore.
No, it's not. But in the hockey industry, I'm sure he's got a piece of the action too, Frank.
Yeah, but I'm just telling you that a guy like him, he's a very controlling man. He's been very successful, very small market team. And Carlin said they still need to fix the fucking front doors in that place.
Well,
and I'm sure that there's a few faucets leaking. I'm just telling you that the guy has really been one of the sharpest GMs in the game one of the longest, acting GMs in the game, and he's done it right. And New Jersey's always been very competitive, and I'm on the ownership side too. They thought they were going to get a Russian player who was going to be an Ovechkin, or who's going to be who's the guy who played for Vancouver who really turned that franchise?
Pavel Bure.
Yeah, Pavel Bure. So he was hoping that McGillney was I think McGillney was a big deal for New Jersey when he was at the top of his game.
Oh, he's one of the most gifted players that ever played the game.
I got a chance to hang out with him, and his pet name was Elmo here in Toronto, and he was just one of the guys, one of the greatest, and funny as hell.
Yeah, he was good. He was a good person, and he was a wonderful athlete. It's too bad that when we had him, his hips were bothering him.
Yeah.
So what I'm trying to, but he was beautiful to watch in Toronto. Bill, he was just beautiful to watch in Toronto.
That's the only winger Sundin ever had.
yeah, no, that's a good point. So what I'm trying to tell you is, I believe that the ownership in New Jersey really wanted to turn that franchise around to have, there's a lot of Russians in that area, and they're very patriotic, right?
Yeah.
So
the Russian now that owns the basketball.
I think that was one of the reasons, right?
Prokhorov.
Pardon me?
Prokhorov, the guy Bill's talking about that owns the Nets right now in New Jersey, Brooklyn.
Wait till they bring Putin down and they all run out of money.
He's one of the richest men in the world.
Yeah.